Let's get inspired. Okay, record
Welcome,
when I go.
welcome
Hey.
everybody to Women in Wisdom. This is our weekly get together podcast where dear friends come together, coaches and guides and magicians from all over the world. We get to share our friendship with you and our insights with you, and hopefully share some light with you that inspires you to really be your best self, to be your authentic self, and to help you create the life that you want to create. And today it's just three of us, but we are here to share with you some of our favorite ways that we care for ourselves. I think it's really important. I don't think we're ever really taught how to take care of ourselves. And that's one of the things that I like to teach. I also have a background as a Montessori teacher, which many people don't know. And one of the things in the classroom is we're teaching children how to take care of themselves, how to be independent, right? And part of a community as they grow. And so I would just love to open up the conversation to Michaela and Arlette, and I'm Bree, to see like what do you like to do to take care of yourself? What are some of your favorite things?
Hi, Bree, and hi, Michaela. So good to see you both here. And yes, you're right, Bree. Not all of us are here today, but at least we've managed to record our weekly podcast. When you told me about when we were discussing about the topic, and we were saying what should we talk about this week, and you've suggested about different ways that we take care of it, of the different ways that we take care of ourselves, and I was thinking, um, I think for me it's many things. It's not just one thing. I think it's many things. One of the ways that I take care of myself is when I know that when I know that I need to spend some time on my own, that little space that I don't want to be doing anything, just doing what I want to be doing, like no interaction with anyone. It could be just an hour, it could be just for a couple of hours, and just I feel like I needed to regain my energy. So this is one of the ways that I regain my energy, but I have more, but I'm anxiously waiting to hear your ways of taking care of yourself.
Is that something you do every day, or do you find that, it just depends on how your week is going? How often do you take time for yourself?
To be honest, I do it every day. I do it in the afternoons, even if it's just for an hour, even if it's just a nap, or just, or to listen to audio or to read a book. It is something that I need it. And if I don't do it the whole day, I feel like I haven't, there is something missing. I need that little break from everything and from everyone. Just that 1 hour, even if it's sometimes it's just 20 minutes, just 20 minutes, but I need it. Yeah, it's something that I do it on a daily basis.
Awesome. Michaela?
Hi guys, thank you for your introduction, Brie. It was amazing. So, yeah, and it's so amazing to hear about as you were a teacher and teach children, because I think that's so important. And in so much schools you didn't learn that, and even as we as parents. So I am a single mom, and yeah, as a single mom, it's so somehow it's not so easy to find self, or maybe I think somehow I while you were talking, I thinking about maybe somehow it's is a little bit like an attitude, when I make the breakfast for my children, I can do this and say, oh, every day I have to do the breakfast for my children, or I can say, oh, I serve my children, I do them well, and I look for their health, and it's so amazing. So somehow this change of attitude, while I'm doing something for myself or doing something for anybody else, is very interesting for me. And I also do several things for myself. It's somehow I have a box where there are several things in it I can do for my well-being. So for me, the most important thing I really every time recognize is sleep. Enough sleep uh, before midnight is so important for myself, I see. And how do I feel, and really be conscious about how do I feel when I do several things, what gives me energy and what takes energy off somehow, to be aware of these processes and really find a thing that makes me happy and get me energy back. And there was a teacher of mine, he told to me, I do only things I have joy with. I only do things I have fun with. And I think, oh, I really want this too, having a life full of joy and fun, that's amazing. So I'm on this path to find things, to find the joy in the things, even when there are things that are not so nice, somehow feeling get my energy off, to maybe in the day do more things that make me fun and joy and I love to do, and even to laugh with my children, or dancing tango. Yesterday I have 1.5 hour dancing tango with my boyfriend, and yeah, that's so connection and embracing, and yeah, these are the things somehow I'm doing. And also walk in nature, breathing in the nature, it's amazing and gets my energy back. So
I think that's really important what you said. It's like when we take care of ourselves, we revitalize ourselves in that process. And so our self-care practices are a way for us to stay in balance and to stay energized and to stay, you know, joyful. Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful. I'm pretty similar to you, Arlette. I need that time and space. And so I'm carving out time throughout the day, not just 1 hour, but I take different I just listen to my body. My body is going to tell me exactly what I need to do. And so my body is going to tell me how to care for myself. And so I love to have like this pace in the morning that's really slow and quiet. Like I'm always looking for quiet. And so like the quiet where like if you're out in nature and that kind of quiet where the body can just uh, be at ease and totally relaxed and open. And so when I have those moments, I relish in them. And then throughout the day, when the day is a little more active, I recharge, and I love to go outside for 10 minutes and sit in the sun and really vitalize myself and get to, look out at the beautiful garden and at the water and at the sky and listen to the birds and go on like snifaris with Muji and Lulu, just really relaxed walks where we don't have a destination, but we just get to go outside and they get to explore, and I'm not having to get anywhere. I feel like anytime I'm having to do something, there's this internal tension in my body, and I'm seeking ways each day to calm that down. And I find, and this has been my practice really consciously lately, that the more that I give myself permission to be at ease and relax in my body, I actually accomplish more and receive more and get more done with less effort. It's been amazing.
It's interesting when you're talking about the internal tension, because one of the things that you mentioned about you being a Montessori teacher, I also worked 20 plus years in schools as well. And later on, when I had my kids, one of the things I tried and I still try to teach my kids is not to associate guilt with self-care. What I mean for that is that, for example, there were many times when I was not feeling well, or if I was tired because I was in a managerial position. I felt that I had to go, even though my body was telling me, stay home, recover. It's better if you stay home for a day rather than go to work. But I never listened because there was a guilt associated with it. No, I have to go, I have to go, I have to do this, I have to do that. So with my kids, I try to teach them now that they go to school. And yes, there are days when they feel, I want them to feel comfortable to tell me there are days that when they feel like, I don't feel like going to school today, my body is not, and it happens, and I allow them, and they never take advantage. They never, because sometimes people tell me don't do this, because kids start saying, they start lying and saying that, finding excuses not to go to school. It was never my experience. But the fact that for them, for my kids to learn, and for children generally to learn, if they're not feeling well, they don't have to go, and they don't have to feel guilty about it. So it's one of the ways that I teach self-care to my kids, not to attach guilt with self-care. Did you have any similar experiences with attaching guilt with self-care?
I love this so much, what you are telling, Arlette, because I see myself in that too. Because I'm also allowing my children when they have, even when they have their period or something like that. I have two girls, so, and they have really bad stomach health issues with that. And I tell them, if you're feeling bad, you don't have to go to school. You don't need to. And like you said, Arlette, it's amazing. They don't lie. They feel free to look at themselves, how they feel, and feel free, okay, I don't want to go. And I teach them also to take the responsibility for okay, I decide, because I'm not going to school, I have to take this, what was learned there, I have to make it later, that I get the stuff in my head somehow. But they are really learning also responsibility for their health and their self and what they are doing. And it's amazing. I love that so much, because somehow you tell your children, and there it starts, the next generation. I think it's so important that we learn to listen to ourselves, even like Brie, as you said, this, I love this calmness, starting the day in the calmness mood, and don't push yourself into the day. You have to start, you have to do, no, to get yourself in the process of starting, and really listen to yourself and the things you need, your yeah, I love this so much, Arlette, that you are telling this and you are teaching this to your children too. And yeah, because somehow it's also about to be yeah, I don't get this word, but the children didn't lie. When you are honest to them, if you are telling them somehow the truth, they also tell you the truth, because they somehow feel this.
Yeah, they
I wish
know
I
they
had
don't.
that growing up. When you were talking, Arlette, it just brought up so many memories for me, and I wish I had that growing up. I never was able to stay home unless I had a fever, so even if, my body was telling me something, my mother was telling me something else, and so when I became a teacher in the classroom, the kids, I taught like 3 to 6 year olds and 6 to 9 year olds, and so the kids are going to come in with like a lot of body sensations for whatever reason, they're uncomfortable, and I taught them acupressure points on, oh, your tummy hurts, okay, well, you can just rub here. And so I had a whole beautiful lesson planned out for them that they could go to take care of themselves, right? It was so cool. And you don't realize the impact that you have on somebody. It's really special. And like a month or two later, I started having parents coming to me saying, the kids are starting to do acupressure on the parents. My parents are like, oh, my head hurts. Oh, well, there's a point for that. And they started treating other people and helping other people. And I think that's one of the gifts, is when you really start to take care of yourself, you begin to take care of other people, because you have that reserve within you. You have that wisdom now, and you want to transmit that. And it was I'm getting the truth bumps just thinking about, the effects that had, that I had no idea was going to spread into the community, into the family that way. And so, I'm in that position now where I'm taking care of my family and people that need my help. And it's even more important for me to take care of myself, so I have enough to give. Like, I can be that vessel and be vitalized in that, because when you're taking care of people that you love, it's not just a client, right? Your emotions are involved, and it can be, for me, it can be very draining emotionally. And so I'm really giving myself space to do what I need to do so I can be present for those that need me, not just my family, but my clients as well. And so, yeah, there's a lot of, it's such a gift that you are giving your children now. So when as they get older, they have such a respect for their bodies and a listening to that I didn't have the space, or didn't feel I could give myself permission to have that space to do that. And, now that I'm doing that, my health is much improved, much improved.
Yeah, and
Really?
it's coming back to, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It, 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 it's coming back to the point that you take yourself the first, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the point. And we didn't learn this because we are so outside. You have to listen to what people are telling you outside, and what the people are doing outside, and what the community is telling you, and to get back to yourself and get into the trust of yourself, that your body is telling you what you need, and you are able to decide. You have the power to decide that you are the first, the most important person in your life. And even then you are able to, if you are feeling yourself, you have good feeling, you're feeling empowered, you're feeling full, you feel full of energy and healthy, and everything you're doing this to you can give it, because you have enough to give.
It's
Yeah.
the best way. I mean, this is a beautiful description of self-care and self-love, the way you've put it all together in a little paragraph. So thank you for that, Michaela. But
She's so good at that.
It's so good at that. And Brie, you're talking about all the pressure points that you chose children. And then I'm thinking, when are you going to teach that to us? We need a podcast on that, right, Michaela? I'm sure you were thinking about that too, right? While she was talking.
Well, I talk about these things in all of my sessions, and I have all of these, opportunities to learn, but I'm happy to do that. It's so useful, it's funny because I forget to use them on myself. Like, I can think about it for someone else, but when it comes to myself, I just have that, kind of blind spot there. But when I'm looking at other people, it's very easy for me to see. So we could definitely play with that. It'll be fun. Um, I wanted to, so much comes up when we're having this discussion, and I remember, because I grew up not being able to listen to myself, I always felt very obligated to my patients as in my acupuncture practice, and I was there. I maybe just took 2 weeks off a year, and didn't matter what was going on in my life. And then I suffered a really traumatic loss, and I told myself I'm giving myself space. And I ended up taking probably 2 months total off that year, and it ended up being my most prosperous year in my practice. And that was a huge lesson for me, that I need to listen to myself more and give myself time. That it's not hurting anybody else, it's only taking a toll on me. And I think having those, I'm going to say, boundaries is a really strong way of taking care of oneself and really honoring yourself.
Yeah, it's really tough because we were not taught, as you guys were talking about, and it's important to teach children from young age, because for us we have to do it consciously. It's a whole process of learning how to take care of ourselves, really, self-care. So for me, it's a challenge. I had to learn it on my own throughout the years, and now certain things I do it naturally because I know how to do it. Like I said, the little space that I need every afternoon. But the other things, I have to really say, oh no, I have to stop. Self-care, self-love. I come first, and then everything else is just taught skills. So these are the kind of things that we all talk about with our clients, isn't it? Because ultimately, no matter what they're trying to achieve, no matter what challenges they're trying to, overcome, everything starts from what Michaela says, from us, from self-care. Also going to therapy, going to coaching, mentoring programs, all those things. It's all part of self-care, because self-care is not just the physical self-care, like physically I'm tired. It's also emotionally taking care of ourselves. Emotionally is big part of self-care. It's two things that are interrelated. You cannot distinguish one from another. It's two things, you know, merge, the emotional and the physical. So yeah, I hope our clients that are people that are listening to us, they understand the importance of self-care, isn't it?
I agree. Any last words, Michaela, before we wish everyone well?
Yeah, I would love to see that more people are really realizing that it starts with themselves, that they look at themselves and said, I am worthy to be happy, to be rich, to be successful, to be full in life, to be full of joy, to be full of harmony and good relationships and everything. And I am able to do this for me, for myself, and I have the power to do this.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
So this is an invitation to all of you out there listening to each day when you wake up, what one thing can you do today that will nourish you, that will make you feel good, where you feel like you're taking care of yourself? What does your body need from you? Even if it's just waking up and drinking a, glass of water and start hydrating yourself. It doesn't have to be these big, actions. They're these small steps that you take each day that have a really powerful cumulative effect on your well-being and the way that you move through life and the way that you impact other people. And so this is an invitation to you to start caring for yourself, as well as sharing this podcast and message with others if you feel that will help others. So like, subscribe, share, and shine on, everybody. Blessings.
Blessings.